This episode has been brought to you by Let Me Plan Your Life. Could you use a little more guidance? Let me plan your life. Click the link in the description to learn more. Hi everyone, today we are talking about opportunity hoarding. Now some of you may not know what it is. Basically, it's when one person becomes more and more successful over time, and another person just stagnates. And while that is a very simplified definition, I think it would best be explained with an example. So let's pretend you have two students who are exactly the same on paper. You have student A and student B, completely identical on paper. Both of them want to be student council president. But in this scenario, only one of them can actually have the job of student council president. Maybe they flip a coin, maybe the teacher just picks one at random, it doesn't matter. Point is, student A becomes student council president, and student B is on the student council. Now, who is the teacher going to trust with more responsibilities? The student council president or the other kid? Now let's say they want to join a club or even start a club, or they want a leadership position in a club when they're in high school. Well, who looks better? The student council president who is regularly given extra responsibilities, or the other person? Now, let's imagine that they are both going to college. Now remember, they are identical on paper, so their grades are going to be neck and neck. Who is more likely to get into the prestigious school? Student A, who has a decent GPA and all of these extracurriculars going on, or student B, who has the same exact GPA as student A but doesn't have anything else. So student A goes to one of these prestigious schools, and student B goes to a state school, which isn't bad. State schools are great, but when it comes time for an employer to look at the two of them, even though they have the same degree, and even though they have the same GPA in the same degree, and even though they did the same coursework because this is the university level, who is more likely to have the better employment options? Student A again. So both of them have jobs now, and they're both working basically the same job, just for different companies. But once again, since student A is at the more prestigious company, it might make sense that student A also has a better paycheck. So now you have student A who has the job, the paycheck, the degree from the elite university, all of the accolades, and you have student B who has done very well for him or herself, but the two of them are now in the dating pool. Who is going to fare better? Now, as exaggerated as that was and as lacking of nuance as that was, I mean, for starters, the two of them probably aren't actively competing over everything for that long a period of time, and also they would probably have at least two other classmates. But anyway, how many of us have heard a variation of, so what have you done lately? What has he or she done lately? Well, that was great 10 years ago, but what are you doing now? Once again, this may be exaggerated, but I've had friends who worked at daycares, and people would go up to them saying, why isn't my child the top of their class? And it's daycare, like, you either do the thing or you don't. You either cut the paper in a straight line or you don't. Now, some of you may think this is a little bit of a downer, because if you didn't get noticed by the right person by age 9.5, well, I guess you're just going to spend the rest of your life stagnating and just existing. But no one said someone has to give you the opportunity. There's no reason why you can't give yourself the opportunity. And you don't even have to start that big. You can start small. If you can write a script and you've got a phone, you could make your own short film. Or you could start your own business idea. No one can really stop you from that. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Follow me on social media. If you have a question, leave a comment, and I will see you all next time.